Great. Well, thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for participating at NEM. I'd like to thank Sanya and her team for doing such a wonderful job with having all of us, and I think showcasing so many of the region's top quality projects. And I'd like to start by saying how we as a film festival fit in all this. Well, Sarajevo Film Festival is an international film festival set up back in 1995, which has over the years grown into one of Europe's biggest film festivals, but it is very much focused on the region of Southeast Europe or Balkans, plus a number of countries surrounding it. It is a festival that attracts over 2,000 film professionals, film and TV professionals now increasingly, and attracts over 100,000 admissions to its various programs. And it has been a trend that I think the Sarajevo Film Festival has followed or even led, at least in this region, for film festivals to showcase more and more TV series. With us, this started with our industry part, the so-called CineLink Industry Days, which started focusing on new projects in drama series from film producers, filmmakers that wanted to transition into TV and growing segment of audiovisual production that the production of series brought. So CineLink Drama started selecting and inviting filmmakers and producers to bring their ideas for TV series to us, where we would help by bringing in consultants and working through a series of workshops throughout the year in order to present the most, well, the best, in our view, projects in TV series from the Balkans. And this has been going on since 2016, and it's taken some time before the first shows started appearing, but I'm now happy to say that this is now pretty much 100% of the shows that get presented also get made. So something has changed, and you all know about this here at NEM. But some of the projects that went through CineLink Drama, you can see here on the screen. Some were mentioned before here in this showcase. So it's really glad to see how this is growing. Only former Yugoslavia has been producing over 40 new shows a year, which is crazy when you think about it, because only a couple of years ago that was not the case. In addition to new projects by filmmakers, the festival also showcases premieres of new shows. Our time in August every year, end of August, is ideal for the launch of new series that are about to hit the TVs in the autumn season. This is a special dedicated program at the festival called Avant Premiere Series, which shows 2 or 3 episodes, depending on the show, to the audience in Sarajevo in a premiere setting with the entire team present, and some great shows have been launched there over the years, from Shadows Over the Balkans, the Paper from Croatia. This is the last year's roster. Some of these shows have already aired. Some we are waiting for. We heard about The Fall, for example, from Serbia coming up very soon. So it's great to launch these series at the festival, because the media attention at the Sarajevo Film Festival is probably the highest you can get in this region, and it's a great place to premiere your show. But we like to think in ecosystems at the Sarajevo Film Festival, and to complete this ecosystem, having a program for projects in development, having a platform for premieres of the new shows, we also thought how we can value and how we can help promote what has been done year-round across genres and across the TV season, really. So we introduced an annual award for Best TV Series from the region, and the award ceremony, of which the video that we started with shows a bit of atmosphere on the very day of the ceremony, but this has been a new initiative going on now in its second year, wherein over 400 film and TV professionals from the former Yugoslavia have been invited. Those that we as a film festival had relationships over the years have been invited to form like a big jury, a group jury, or a type of an academy, really, to nominate and vote on the best series in a previous TV season in two categories, in drama series and comedies. And this year we had 14 different categories. I won't go into now repeating all the awardees, but some shows did really well. A lot of shows did really well, but it shows that that there was a lot of quality, and I think that the professionals giving out the awards have been praising their basically work by their colleagues, and this is always the best honor a show can get, really, to be recognized from the professionals themselves. And this is something that we will be developing further as time goes on, but for now, this is an annual award ceremony that we are happy to organize and grow in the upcoming period. We also want to present the whole region, and I think the fact that we are here today and showcasing only two of the projects that were at CineLink Drama this year, but somehow more projects that you're seeing today are connected to the Sarajevo Film Festival. This is because we are committed, we are dedicated to saying, okay, this is the region where the buzz is coming from, and we want to present this region on the international stage, and presentation of this sort have been organized in all key markets throughout the calendar, in Serious Mania, in Berlin, hopefully in Cannes this year as well, so Göteborg, of course, and we need to catch up with the rest of the continent for sure, and I think we as a festival can help for that. This is our role in a way. Another role that we have is a training role, and this is now exclusive sort of news. We have partnered with CNC, the French Centre National de Cinéma, and are starting a new program, a training program, an international training program that will span the next year with 3 sessions focused on writers, really, without producers and without broadcasters at this moment, that will develop a number of shows with really the best of professionals out there. We will be publishing a new public call for participation by writing and directing talent for this in a couple of days, December 13th. So this is news from us, and we'd like to see writers among you applying for this as soon as possible, and I'm sure this will be a good accelerator that will inject more professionalism into this region of ours. Okay, so I think this is briefly it about the Sarajevo Film Festival, and 2 of the projects from this year's CineLink Drama will be presented next.
Hi, I'm Darko Ungulov, the creator of the TV series Turkish Ambassador. The Turkish Ambassador is a political crime thriller, also a courtroom procedure drama, and also human drama. And the languages spoken are Serbo-Croatian, Turkish, English, Arabic, and Armenian. It's based on true events, and it's a limited series. The arena of the TV series is the Yugoslavia in the early 80s. It's 1982. It's only 2 years after the death of long-time ruling President Tito. And the slogan of the day is this absurd slogan, "and after Tito." Tito, which serves to preserve the illusion of the continuity of the dying system. The system is slowly dying, but people still don't know that, and on the surface this is like wonderful, happy, modern society. People are enjoying watching Dynasty TV show, following all the gossips, the post-punk new wave Yugoslavia is raging, and it seemed all good and happy. The characters of the series are the controversial lawyer, political lawyer, Srđa Popović, who is defending the opponents of the Yugoslav system, who are usually tried under this notorious verbal crime law, which is protecting the image of late president. And the Srđa is growing very dissatisfied with the injustice of the system, and he's trying to kind of expose the system for being on its way out and being undemocratic. And he's also being followed all the time by the state security service, and actually followed by the Dusan, who is this young, ambitious state security agent who just was received on the job. He's ambitious, eager to protect his country from the enemies. He's imagining this job as being a James Bond kind of spy, but it's actually this illusion that he has to follow this lawyer, and is kind of unhappy. His girlfriend Vishnya, who is very excited about his job, her boyfriend's this sexy job, and wants to know all about it, but Dusan cannot talk about the service job. She's following all the gossips, all the romantic, tragic stories, following Dynasty on the TV. And the other character is the colonel of Yugoslav army, Colonel Brajovic, who is also an editor of the Yugoslav army's publishing company that publishes books. He is a believer in Yugoslavia, in Tito's system, in this whole myth, but he's also a believer in justice, in truth, and he stands up for publishing a controversial book that kind of uncovers some controversial past from Yugoslavia post-World War II. And that kind of gets him into trouble. He gets he clashes with his superiors because this is not the party line, and they blackmail him into early retirement. And then he's now disillusioned. Everything he stands for is kind of lost. His all life works is gone, and his wife and daughter are scared that he might commit suicide. The other character is Željko, who is a college student who is trying to finish his studies but constantly cannot pass this mandatory exam that's called National Defense and Territorial Protection of Yugoslavia. And he's frustrated. He lives with his parents. He has a girlfriend, and together they dream of a better life when he moves away from his parents, when he becomes his own man after graduating. And he constantly crams for this exam, kind of repeating these phrases: every Yugoslav man is a soldier, we are all the army, and so on, preparing for this exam. And then in 1983, this event that seemingly has nothing to do with the Yugoslavian politics or lives of these people happens in the heart of Belgrade, in a broad daylight. Two Armenian terrorists assassinate the Turkish ambassador as an act of revenge for something that Turkish government did to Armenian people 8 years ago. To Armenians' surprise, people around them, the regular citizens, try to stop them, even though they were armed and having guns. Citizens try to stop the Armenian terrorist, and in this chaos that happened, all our characters happen to be there. Željko, the student who just flanked this decisive exam and is desperate, Colonel Brajovic, who is walking with his grandson, Dusan, who is the secret agent who was following the lawyer Srđan, and he got involved in this shootout after. And in this whole chaos, student Željko gets killed, and Colonel Brajovic gets wounded and stayed paralyzed till the end of his life. Dusan, the state agent, apprehend one of the terrorists right there. The other terrorist was apprehended later on the day, but Dusan's boss, the service boss, is very unhappy that Dusan took part in this, by coincidence, in this shootout, and bans him to be a witness at the trial, and he is called by the press, Yugoslav press, unnamed policeman who apprehended one of the terrorists. And the trial starts, and Srđa sees this trial, the lawyer sees this is a big opportunity to expose this undemocratic Yugoslav system that is dying, so he takes takes up the case and to defend the Armenians, and builds his case on the fact that actually it wasn't the Armenians who killed Željko and wounded the colonel, but this unnamed policeman. So this case lasts for a year, and all these characters gets into relationships with each other because Dusan continues to follow Srđa the lawyer and privately approaches him to kind of tell him that he didn't kill the student. Then Srđa uses this information, and during the trial, Vishnya, the bubbly girlfriend who was obsessed with this tragic romantic story of a dead student, and his girlfriend Maya approaches Maya, and they form this strange relationship. And Srđa also has this love-hate relationship with Colonel as being on the opposite sides, but he's questioning him and working with him. So as this trial continues, complicates, so are these characters, and this human drama between these characters is developing. And that's where I'm gonna end this story. Thank you.
Thank you. Good day, everybody. Just a quick introduction. I'm Dubravka Turic, writer and director of the project TV series Rumpus. I was a film editor and screenwriter for a very long time, but then 6 years ago I changed my career into directing. I did 3 short movies which did really good. One of them was the winner at the Venice Film Festival. My other short went to Cannes, Sundance, Sarajevo Film Festival, etc. I just finished my first debut feature, which just premiered 1 month ago. So, Rumpus is my first TV series project. It was this year at CineLink Drama in Sarajevo, where it got the main award for the series in development. Rumpus is a crime thriller drama miniseries with a strong folk legend elements. It is set in a small industrial town in Croatia, which is near the border with Bosnia, which of course is now illegal crossing for immigrants to enter Europe, but it is also near one of the biggest swamp areas in Eastern Europe. Of course, the swamp was always a place of mystery, a place of dark secrets, a place of superstition. So in this story, it is also a place of home of an evil spirit, the swamp monster named Rumpus. The story begins with Maya, the woman of 37-year-old. She unwillingly returns to her hometown, the small industrial town, as its new police detective. Maya and her husband are trying for a long time to have a baby. and the only option is now is an expensive medical treatment abroad, and that's why she takes the offer and comes to this place where she thought she will never come again. She got the job thanks to her cousin Victor, which is a local tycoon. But Victor is also a very warm and family man, and he takes very good care of his son, a 5-year-old boy who has serious mental disabilities. The atmosphere in the town is not really good. The privatization of the chemistry factory has devastated the local economy, and people are leaving the town, the streets are abandoned, the houses are nearly empty. It is not a good atmosphere for Maya. Soon after Maya's arrival, a teenager named Tomek is being killed. The motive for his murder is totally unclear. So what happens? The superstition around the Rumpus and the legend of the evil spirit is becoming to arise again in the local people. They see him everywhere, they hear the sounds, they see the sounds of him, and the fear is beginning to rise. Of course, Maya is very realistic, she doesn't believe in those things, and her investigation will force her with a very intense interaction with the locals who do not really like her anymore because for them she's an outsider. Maya is not the only outsider in the story. There are also a community of teenagers, young people in the area who have their own life and they do not believe anybody, and they're starting their own investigation, which will intertwine with Maya's and will lead them deep in the swamp areas. There they will discover a series of illegal operations, from smuggling immigrants and the long-term disposal of toxic waste into the land. Maya will also connect all those things with the very suspicious percentage of local babies who are being born with serious mentally or physically diseases. All that will eventually lead to Victor, whose actions triggered the chain of events which culminated in Tomek's accidental and unfortunate death. In the end, Maya will leave the town again in her life and leave all the people behind that still believe in the legend of Rumpus. At the end, she will get pregnant. In the tone and the style of this TV series, I would like to try to combine elements of investigation thriller, but with the powerful visual presence of the nature and the atmosphere, which is there. And it's like morning mists, the fogs, the gray skies, the abandoned city, the superstition, Amalias, and everything that is around it. And with that strong visual and audio language, which should be one more narrative line in this narrative atmosphere TV series, I would like to keep the audience just until the end of the season of not knowing, is the Rumpus maybe not just a legend, but is he real? Now I'm still in the very early stage of development, but please, producers, distributors, or pre-sales, you can approach me always, and I have more materials to share with you. Thank you.